My name is Heather, and I thought I would come on today and share how I made these pockets for my journals. Um, I made them out of some vintage papers, some vintage wallpapers, and some printables, and I thought they turned out really pretty, and just thought I would come on and make a few with you guys. So I made 5, and I want to make 2 more, so I thought I would go ahead and turn the camera on and make 2 with you guys. I got my coffee, I got my glue, got my scissors, so I think I'm ready to go. So what you will need, I'm just going to move these like out of the way, and that way we can start. What you will need is some, like a thin piece of cardstock, or honestly you could use any kind of paper, but I like the cardstock as the base because it kind of just gives it a little bit of you know, substance. I don't know. You could use regular paper, but the thicker cardstock I found harder to fold, so I would recommend something that's just, you know, slightly bendy. And then I did not measure, and what I did was I just folded it. So I folded a regular sheet of paper, I took it and I folded it this way, so that it was just kind of basically the width that I wanted it to be. So for example, you know, I'm just sort of guessing, but you could certainly measure if you would like. And then just fold it back and forth, and then tear that piece off. And take a sip of my coffee. Okay, and then let's make another one just about the width that you think you might want your pocket to be, and fold it again. So yeah, you could get 3 pockets out of 1 sheet of paper if you wanted to. So for now, we'll just make 2. Just gonna make 2 with you guys. And so once you have that done, then you're gonna take and just fold up. I don't know, I guess that's about 1/3 of the way, or maybe a little less than 1/3 of the way up the paper is kind of what I did. So for example, on this one, you know, you see the little pocket, and that's what we're making by folding that up. So now that you have these ripped and ready to go, then you want to pick out your papers. So I have a few papers already picked that I think I'd like to use. And for the first one, we're going to use these papers. This is a beautiful vintage wallpaper, and I actually have this in my shop, so if you're interested in it, I sell packs of vintage wallpapers, authentic ones from the 1920s through the 1950s usually is about the year. Although there's one, this paper right here actually is in my shop, and it is from 1910, and it's from France, and it's amazing. It's just so pretty. So anyways, if you're interested in some vintage wallpapers, I sell printables and the actual papers in my shop. So I'm going to use this on the little pocket part, and then I'm going to use this as my background. So we'll start with this, and we'll start with that. So I like to use Fabri-Tac glue. It's my favorite glue. I feel like when you're using printables, it works so well because it doesn't bleed the ink. If you use a really wet glue with printables, it tends to bleed a lot. So I really like this glue. I use it all the time. This is a printable, and I bought it from an Etsy shop, and I will link that in my description. It is so pretty. It's like an antique French paper. So I think I want to use like this part of the paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover that first and put some glue down. Doesn't have to be fancy. And then You can use your bone folder to kind of smooth it out, or use scissors or whatever you have available. And then fold it over. Glue this part. Whoops. Knocking things over. And then you're going to fold this part over. And then I want to make sure I cover, I don't know if I got that right, but you got to make that straight. There we go. So I want to make sure I cover over to the edge there. So I'm just going to tear again the edge. And then glue all in, cover that up. Like that. And I'll use my bone folder. Sometimes I forget to use it, but it works so nice. Okay, so we have that covered. And next we are going to do our little flap. So another thing I'm going to show you how to do is, when I made these ones, I really wanted like just a little bit more texture, so I added this little flap of brown craft paper that I just kind of tucked out of there, and I felt like it gave it just some, like almost like a 3D look, or just gives it a little bit more texture whenever you add those little touches and you tear your papers. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add that little brown edging. So I need to kind of measure about how wide that is. And I'm just going to take a little snip of it like that. And then I'm going to tear it so that that's the top part. That's going to kind of come up like this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Just like that. So I hope you guys are having a good day today. It is very rainy and cloudy, and I figures that I would pick today to make a video because I haven't made a video since Christmas. And so I've been wanting to, and today of course is nice and cloudy, but you just have to go with it. So everything can't be perfect, right? Okay, so then my next step is going to be, I want to add this vintage wallpaper to, I'm going to try to figure out which side I want. I think I'll go with this one because it's kind of smaller. And yeah. So maybe we'll do it like that. So what all I'm gonna do is just kind of guess. Well, just figure out where I want to cut there. Just like this. And then cut your paper the best that you can. I do not preach perfection at all. I'm always just sort of winging it. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to glue that on, and then we are going to wrap it around the back like this. And that's kind of what's going to secure our pocket. But I feel like I need to cut just a little bit more off of that bottom, but I think I'll wait until after I glue it. So, and yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's add some glue to here. And get the wallpaper on there. Like that. And that little brown part is just going to stick over there. And then we're going to flip it over and glue this to the back. Like so. So I like this method of wrapping this around the thing to make the pocket, because you can also just cut a piece of paper to that size and glue there, but it sort of shortens your space for your, like if you're going to put a tag in there, it gives you just a little bit more room for a bigger tag if you want to put that in there. So like, for example, I'm going to use this tag for this pocket, so it gives me just a little bit more room, and then I could add like another tag if I want to. So yeah, I mean, you could do it anyway. You could glue it, you could actually sew it. I was going to sew these, but once I made them, I thought I don't really feel like they needed the sewing. They looked cute how they were. So, okay, so we have that glued, and I just want to trim this bottom up a little bit because it looks a little bit, just a little bit messy. But that's good. Okay, so then on the back, I want to cover that because in case I do some sort of like flip out or something with this, I'm just gonna cut off a piece of this and put it on the back too. So, like that is what I'm going to do. But you could decorate it however you want. I mean, you don't have to. And actually, you could glue it down so you don't have to see the back, you know. So if you didn't really want to decorate the back, you could certainly glue this part down onto your journal. But I'll go ahead and cut that off. So there we go. So there is our cute little pocket. And then all you have to do is add a little tag that you like. And I've already made some of these little tags here. So I figured I would choose from these because I was kind of figuring out which ones I wanted, but I like this little bird. So go ahead and add that. And then I could always add a couple tags if I wanted to. So there's our tag. So there's our pocket. Isn't it just super, super cute? I love it so much. Okay, so let's make another one. All right, so we got our piece of paper that we ripped, and we are ready to cover it with papers. So for this one, I decided to use, I have these that I had printed onto blue paper, and these are also a printable that I purchased on Etsy, and I will link those in the description. They are antique geometry ledgers or something like that. I don't know, they're awesome. And I printed them on this blue paper that I bought at Walmart. It's just blue printer paper, and because the actual image itself is very yellowed, you know, whenever you print and you print on blue paper, it gives it this really beautiful like greenish blue. Actually, you can see, so see the blue on the back, but when I printed, it turned it like this greenish blue, and oh, it's so pretty. I just love it. And then I'm going to use this. This is a printable from my Etsy shop. It is Vintage Wallpapers that I have in there, and I love this color. I love this pattern. It's probably one of my favorites, and I love it with this. So I'm gonna make this pocket out of these two things. So I just have to figure out which way I want this to go on here. Maybe. So for this one, I think I'm going to use this part here, and because it doesn't wrap around the back, I'm going to have to use a different paper on the back. So I guess I'll just go ahead and use maybe some sheet music or something. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the back with sheet music first, and then we will go from there. So basically, I'm just going to fold right where I need to cut so I can rip. Just a little tip. I really like the look of the ripped paper on the... Did I do that right? I don't know. I guess I didn't do that right. Oh well, I'll just have to improvise. Okay, we'll do it. No, we'll just do it this way. And then I'll come up to where I need to be. Let's try that again. All right. So, I think that's right this time. Yeah. Okay, so that's the back that I have to cover. But anyways, what I was saying is I really like the ripped edges at the top. So anytime I can do that, I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. I love making little pockets and tags and stuff. All the simple stuff. I love the simple stuff. And this is super simple. And at first I was, like I said, I was going to sew these together. And then once I did it, I was like, oh, you know what? These are just so cute how they are. They don't really need sewing. Because I know a lot of people, I get a lot of comments and things on my Instagram or wherever that people just either don't have sewing machines, they don't like it, they're afraid to do it, you know, whatever. And I myself can only sew a straight line pretty much. So I'm not really afraid to sew paper anymore because I've done it for like a long time now. But I remember that feeling like at first. I'm getting glue everywhere. Okay, so I covered the back with the sheet music, and now I'm going to do this part. And we aren't going to see that bottom part because our pocket's going to flip up. So what was I saying now? I can't even remember. Oh, the sewing machine. So yeah, so I get a lot of comments that people are afraid of sewing. So sometimes whenever I have the idea like, oh, I want to share a video about sewing something, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should because, you know, a lot of people have a thing about it. So anyways, I guess it's just do your own thing. You don't have to sew, or you can sew if you like it. Okay, so there we go. Got that done. Got that ready. Next step is going to be this. And this is a little bit, yeah. Am I going out of frame? I'm sorry if I am. Okay. Next, we are going to put our wallpaper along the bottom here, but I have to cut this first. Or actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and tear this. I'm just going to tear that off, that little edge. Because, again, I really like the look of the torn paper versus sometimes I think you can have too much torn, but you know, just a little bit is nice. And then we're going to do that brown paper too, like we did on the other one. So I guess I need about, I'm going to cut this because we're going to wrap that around. So the next step is going to be the brown paper. Okay, so I just need to kind of measure how much I need. Give a little snip. Just like that. And then I'm going to tear that edge. Just like that. And if you, well, I'm going to link where I got these images for like this one and the other one in my Etsy. But if you go to like Graphics Fairy or one of those sites and you just type in like French ledger or French script, something like that, into the search bar, I'm sure you could find some pretty papers like with those pretty fonts. I have a big collection of them too, so I would like to get myself together enough to put some in my Etsy shop. Okay, so that's basically what we're gonna do. And so what I need to do is figure out the width that I need to cut. So we'll cut right there. And again, if you watch my videos, you're rarely going to ever see me measure anything. So I can promise you that. I think I need to cut a little bit more. Okay, so we are ready to glue. Oh my goodness. So what is today? Today is Monday, the beginning of the week. All right, so there we go. Just glue that on there like that. I really like this wallpaper with this. I think it looks really pretty. And then we're just gonna glue this on the back, just like we did the last time. Fold it over, which then makes our pocket secure. And then fold this one over like that. And then we have our little pocket in the front. Now I need to fix the back. I want to add something there just to cover that. Just to cover that back up a little bit. So I think I'll rip this. No, that's not straight. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. And then I'll just cut that bottom so that it's straight. And I want to do it here, so I need to cut this. Things are sticking to my scissors like that. Okay, so then I'll cut here. There. So we're just going to glue that on the back like that. I mean, that's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. No perfection here. And if you do one that you don't really like what you do on the back, then you can always cover it up with something else or just glue it down to your journal. But I was thinking that some of these would be really cute flip outs. You know, you could flip them out. Okay, so we have that one done. And I think that's pretty cute. I like to sort of just like rough up my edges to give it like a little bit of a rough look. I don't know, and there's something about that that's bugging me. So, just gonna rip that like that. And I kind of make it like not as perfect. So there we have it. Now we need a tag to put in there. Maybe we'll just do that. And, or, I don't know, does that look good? No, not really. Okay, so we'll just add a couple tags like that. And that's our little pocket. Super cute. So that is how we made our pockets. And I think they turned out so cute. Oh my gosh, I keep banging into the table. I hope I'm not wiggling the camera. I want to show you what it will look like in a journal. So I'm going to grab my journal here. So let's show ya. Okay, let's put it maybe here. Let's grab one. How about this one? I like this one. We could put it like right there, and then we can make like a flip out. Don't you think that would be so cute? Am I in frame? Okay, like a flip out like that. Be super cute. Or any of them, you know? Just use your imagination and put it wherever. But I mean, you could glue it down or put it anywhere. I mean, I suppose you could even put it in a pocket. Let's find a pocket. Where's the middle of this journal? So this journal I took the Amity Bloom journal class, and this was my journal that I made for that class. And oh my goodness, it was such a nice class. I really loved this. I really loved this class. It was so fun. And I'm really loving this journal. So I don't have anything in it yet, but I'm looking forward to filling it up. But yeah, you could even just put it like right in a pocket. Be really cute. So yeah, those are our little pockets, and I hope you had fun making them, or I hope you had fun watching, and I hope you make some yourself. And if you do, please tag me, or you know, send me a message or whatever and let me know that you made some. I would love to see them. But I think the biggest tip that I wanted to say, I don't know if I said, was the script, like the different colors too. Like, so pick, you know, when you're doing this, pick like different colors. Pick whites mixed with creams, mixed with, you know, more darker browns. Like, for example, the brown along here. It just gives it some more interest because you're mixing up your colors. It's not all the same color. And then add in a little bit of florals. And that was pretty much my take on the pockets. Was I just wanted a way. I'm always looking for ways to use my vintage wallpapers because I just love them so much. So this way, I just thought it added a little touch of florals without, you know, you could overwhelm everything if you start using too many florals. So yeah. So there you have it, and I hope you guys really loved these, and I will talk to you soon and see you next time. Thanks. Bye.